Let you know. Let you know. Let you know. Let you know.
Hey.
Yes, we're going in tonight. Y'all niggas. That nigga said- he says like a housewife saying I do matter. Like this is my job. It's not a job. What are you
No,
talking about?
you wake up when you want.
But another thing, what fucks me up, man, with these girls is when if you could go to a high school girls basketball game, you could go to a college girls basketball game, you go to WNBA girl. There's no difference.
No.
Their skills don't develop past high school, it seems.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And you know what else? Like you said, they're usually we're in 2025, right? So usually people like to see things that they've never seen before. You know, like we've watched basketball for who knows how many years now. Even when it comes to movies, we don't even want to see the same movies that we've seen. We want y'all niggas to be original at some point.
Right.
But
Right.
Caitlin Clark was a big deal because we've never seen nobody shoot from that far as a female. Shit, damn there as a man. I mean, Steph Curry.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's Steph Curry range most of her shit.
Right. So the fact that a girl is doing it, I get why she's big. The rest of you bitches,
she's big is because she practiced. That's my biggest problem with the WNBA is all the shit that happens on the court that's like bad, missing layups, missing, short shots and traveling. They don't practice. They can't practice. If they practice, they wouldn't be doing that dumb shit.
You think they don't practice?
No, their season is only 33 games. They literally only play they play 4 weeks.
They don't go to practice.
There's 13 teams, nigga.
Yo, it's 4 weeks of women's basketball. That's it.
It's not even a league. It's a township.
It's a put together.
It's just a filler between the NBA and NBA.
I think Gussmacher was bigger than the WNBA.
But I'd rather watch Ice Cube's league. At least it's good basketball.
I can't do that. But real quick, I gotta ask you this though, man. I heard you said before we started. You said at one point you think that athletes get paid too much.
In total, yes, but it's not their fault.
But all athletes,
yes.
From golf to race car driving to basketball to baseball.
I mean, it differentiates when you're talking about golf and NASCAR racing and then to baseball, because golf and NASCAR and things like that, that's based on where you finish on that tournament. So, if you suck, you're not going to. Still, the guy at the bottom of the barrel probably gets $100,000-$200,000.
Right, but all they're doing is
about contracts.
Even then, if you look at it from that perspective, they're all under some type of contract. That's where all the sponsorships are coming from. So that's one.
That.
Number two, hold on. Number two, when you look at these race car drivers, only thing they're doing is they're accruing the end of the year result. Right. As where an NBA player, they know what they're going to make at the end of the year. But either way, it's an amount. It's an abundance of money. So what I'm saying is, are you just meaning certain sports, or are you meaning all sports?
All right, let me clarify.
Okay.
So you know who Juan Soto is?
Nah, got it all.
He plays for the Mets. Anyways,
okay.
He's not average. He's an all-star and things like that. He hits 30 home runs a year, 100 RBIs, et cetera, et cetera. When you look across the league and you see other guys that are doing that are making $1 or $2 million a year, and then you look at Juan Soto's last contract, which was $750 million contract, it's the biggest ever in baseball. What the fuck are they getting paid that much for? Like that at this point, it almost seems like the money doesn't even matter. It's not on them; it's their agents. If their agents want to get more money, then they can get more money. I'm just saying, athlete contracts in general don't make sense when you consider what they produce for society, which is just entertainment.
But first, let me say this. Everything you said, I totally comprehend, and I almost agree with most of it. But it still goes back to all forms of entertainment. It's like nobody complains about The Rock. Nobody complains about The Rock. The Rock makes whatever $1 million he makes per movie. And I look at it and I go, it's entertainment. You're being paid to put on a show. Unfortunately, Schumacher in Formula One is getting 1 billion and Ronaldo is getting 680 million. And you look at these numbers and you go, that's a lot of money just to do something with a ball. I get it. I get it. And there's no disrespect on what I'm getting ready to say because this goes for everybody. It's just jealousy. Because why would you not want that for somebody? Because I can tell you this, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. Evan's my brother.
I'm gonna have to
As much as that, almost how I feel, how people feel about that. The first thing I say, but if your brother was messy, you wouldn't look at your brother and go, "Yeah, I don't like that you make this much money." Guarantee it, because you would benefit from it. But being
I
from
think
the
we would.
outside
I think
looking
we
in,
would still have that conversation.
Yeah,
nah, absolutely not. No, you're getting a Bentley. You're getting a Bentley,
no,
Evan.
this is my
You're not going to say to me, Evan, you're going to sit here and go, "Hey, man, hey, you know what, man? You know you make too much money." You never would say that because you're getting a Bentley.
no. All right. So
Hold on, P. Can I say something, P, before you
yeah,
jump
go
in?
ahead. Go ahead.
So I get you, but I still think we could have a conversation because I do feel what Pat's saying. I felt that way for a while as well. And actually, Steph Curry just did an interview where he said he felt that he was underpaid. Steph Curry, who's been the league leading in pay for the past decade, says he's underpaid. But I
Is
understand
he
what
not?
Pat's saying because no, I mean, it depends on how you look at it. Because
No,
like
he's
Pat
not
said,
underpaid.
the reason why people are making so much money, you're playing a game. Like when we
Yeah.
get up in the morning and we say, "I gotta go to work," they say, "I gotta go play." Key word is play. You
Yeah.
feel me? So they're playing and making tons and tons and tons of money. Which, why would a basketball player or a football player or any golfer, anybody make more than a doctor? It just doesn't make sense. So I get what Pat's saying from that point of view. But when you talk business, the business side, the reason why I don't know if this is a rhetorical question or not, but the reason why they get paid so much is because of how much they're getting made off of. Because they're being exploited.
Exactly. No, I don't know about exploited. You're not exploiting me for $600 million. It is definitely okay with me. You're not exploiting me. Go ahead,
All right,
my man.
So let me go to your point about the jealousy. I would completely agree. Most people, they see the chains, dragging off these guys running around the bases, and they're just thinking, man, why couldn't I do that? Why couldn't I do that? But it has, in my argument, I'm not talking about jealousy. I'm talking about exactly what Evan was talking about, where we have people out here doing jobs, doing professions that are vital to society. Like without these people, we're losing lives left and right. But we see these athletes and things like that who really, at the end of the day, don't provide anything but an hour or two of entertainment, getting paid astronomical amounts of money. Now, you're right. Both of you were right. This is on, another baseball player named Shohei Ohtani. He signed for $400 million, something like 4 or 5 years ago. The first year that he was signed to the Dodgers, the LA Dodgers reported that they made $100 million off Shohei Ohtani merchandise. So I understand that these are investments and they pay off and things like that.
Absolutely.
It's just, it irks
Just
me.
imagine if because again, it's the same thing. For example, if you work for I work for a big insurance company, right? That makes probably billions of dollars. I don't know, but it's close to $1 billion, if not $1 billion. And so if I'm making 30 to 40,000, and I know my company's making $1 million or $1 billion, you would think you'd be able to go to the drawing table like an NBA player would say, "Hey, we need to we need to rewrite these numbers." But the reason why that's not going to happen is because we aren't going to get together at my company and form a lockout. We're not
No,
gonna,
that's not why. That's not why. And no
I think
disrespect
that's
to that
why.
response. And I respect that. That's why I backed up on that. I apologize for saying it like that. But I'll say it like this. That's not why. The reason why you make 30,000 and somebody that plays for the Pacer makes X amount of millions is because he was blessed and born, and however way you want to put it, to be 6'9" at a profession that it's hard to be 6'9". I'm not saying I can do it. I'm not saying I couldn't do it. But I know there's not too many 6'9s that can run up and down this court athletically compared to somebody that I can train in 3 months how to do a process. So what happens is your importance, and that's no disrespect. Same thing will be for me with my job, or most people with their jobs, is your field of purpose will determine how much you make. So when you look at a particular doctor or somebody that's going to college, you ask them, where you going to be? Oh, I'm going to school for, I want to be an anesthesiologist. First thing you think is smart move. You're going to make some great money. Then you got the kid behind that says, yeah, I'm going for historical art. You look at me and say, you'll be homeless. I mean, some people are blessed. Some people make best decisions. So it's as simple as that. That's all it is. Simple
Well,
as
it
that.
comes from a perspective from mine too. Like, and this is going to sound weird, but like, I hate money. I hate the idea of money. I'm not talking about like I'm a communist. I'm just saying I don't like the way that
Give
money
me
controls.
yours. Give me yours then.
Huh?
Give me
I got
yours then.
-$6 right now. You can have all -6 of it.
I love that. I respect that. Respect that. You
So,
got
I
props.
mean, it doesn't make. You can tell when the world is money motivated because there's billions and billions and billions of dollars being thrown around, like I said, in sectors that don't really add anything for society. But what they're doing is they're maintaining the image because they know kids growing up, they want to be like Mike. They want to be like Steph. They want to be like LeBron. You pay these athletes, exorbitant amounts of money, and it continues that imagery. So it feeds in, like you said earlier, Derek, like they make the teams, most of the teams with these big money contracts make that money back in merch sales, or they make
That's
it
right.
back in ad revenue from the player, things like that. It's kind of ridiculous where we are at as a society right now, as far as, and it's not even, baseball players or basketball players, actors and everything too. And we're tired of hearing these motherfuckers talk to us like idiots. And I'm talking about actors now. We'll go back to basketball just because, they live in the Hamptons, make $10 million a year. So it's,
Yeah, but what you said there, I agree. But at the same token, we'll look at an athlete and have that opinion, but we won't look at the asshole that runs Target because we put him on a different pedestal. You got one that, let's just say, inherited. Let's just say he went to college, but just because they took that avenue, we look at them as a totally different person than we see the old boy from Oklahoma, Shea. We look at him totally different, and Shea got more money.
so yeah, those fucking
And
contracts are
Shea got
ridiculous.
more money. Nah,
I don't
man,
even know where
let them
OKC came
get
up with
all
that.
that money. I don't know. If I tell you this, Shea ain't gonna ask. I can tell you that. He just want to
Well,
see that
no,
deposit hit.
No,
no, I agree with that.
I agree with that. But again, I still think that's still because one thing I know when I first started working in corporate America is you notice that people that do the hardest work get paid the less, and the people that work the less get paid the most, right? And I
So
always
you
thought
do
that
the
was
hardest
weird when it
work
comes.
and you prove to people you can do the hardest work that are above you, they'll
No,
promote you.
what
I
I'm
figured
saying
that
is
out.
the person that's cleaning the toilets and the person that the people that are doing the work that nobody wants to do is getting paid the less. The guy that's getting paid the most is barely comes to the office. You won't even see him. You feel me?
Well,
Still value in them.
What's to stop the janitor from going to his boss's office and be like, "Man, I've been working really hard. I could use a promotion to something else." And pushing for that because if he works hard into the promotion and then continues to work hard in that, they're going to advance him up the ladder fast because they know he's about that. I mean, I've
But I
seen
think it
that.
goes
I've
back
done
to
that.
what D's saying. It goes back to what D's saying, where because that job can be trained and done so easily that you're easily replaceable.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying with the NBA. If the NBA's or for example, the girls, they're saying, hey, we're not getting paid enough, so we're going to go sit out. And that
Yeah.
hopefully because of y'all listening to us, we'll get paid more. Because if the
Hey
NBA
man,
does it, they will get paid more.
Yeah, but they have no
I'll tell you
leverage.
this. I'll tell you this. If
No
a
leverage.
janitor go into work tomorrow, if a janitor goes into work tomorrow and he goes to his boss, he tells his boss, I make $10 an hour starting next week. I'd love to make 15. His boss is gonna say, hey man, we're gonna keep you at 10, man. And by the way, can you hurry to get those bleachers out? You got game here in an hour. He
Well, that
pops an
depends on the
attitude.
boss.
You know
It
what's
depends
gonna
on the
happen?
business.
We're gonna fire that guy tomorrow. I can replace you with somebody tomorrow.
Well, that's why you have to.
Tomorrow.
That's why you have to prove your worth before you bring that shit up.
There is no worth, and we have to
There
stop
is.
playing that game. That's the problem right there.
I'm not saying
Explain that.
Obviously,
get
and
the word.
I don't mean this in a disrespectful
No, you're
manner.
good.
There's obviously worth in everything that somebody's doing. Let's just keep it real. But the reality of it is there's no true value to you. There's no true value to it because
No.
no matter. I'm sorry.
Well, no. Go ahead. I'm agreeing so far.
No, there's just no true value to it. So when I hear these stories, I'm not saying that nothing ever happens. People hit the Powerball too. But I'm not saying this never happens, but the chances of somebody being a janitor and climbing some type of ranks, the only rank you're gonna climb to is the head janitor. You're not getting an office on Thursday. Like I don't give a fuck how
Well,
dope those floors look.
I will give anecdotal evidence, even though it doesn't matter. My dad started as a janitor at Lilly, but
Hmm.
by the time his career was finished, he was flying to China, Bangkok, Portugal, Colombia. He was doing conferences with people, so he worked
I
his way
believe
up
it.
from a janitor. But you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you have to have like 3, 4, 5 degrees just to work in the copy room. It's almost
exactly
like
correct.
these companies are just posting online or have this big file that all their employees and how many degrees they have just to be show to other people. They don't let people learn how to do things anymore from a starting point.
If you
And
if you
everybody,
watch if you watch any of these rich CEOs, they'll tell you a lot of it is luck. And no
yeah.
disrespect to your father, I actually applaud
Oh
him for
no,
going from where he started from where he was, but
he
a
agrees.
lot of that was truthfully luck based on. And when you look at some of these stories, you sit here and you say to yourself, you go, "That was dope that happened," but shit, Tom Cruise adopted a black kid. How lucky is that motherfucker? He got adopted by Tom Cruise.
Well,
You know how
that's a
many
good
black
point.
kids were sitting around and they picked you? Nigga, you got Tom Cruise life now. Come on.
Well, it
Shit
proves the
happens.
point. I mean, if you take somebody and put them in a different situation from what they should have been in or what they should have grown up in, it's a completely
Mm-hmm.
different life. Because I was thinking about this
100%.
I know we're talking about the WNBA, but I was thinking about a topic for this week as far as like, all these kids in the hood that shooting each other and ain't got no lives, no hope. Just think if some of those were adopted and like started life in a different area. Because a lot of people are saying, it's the fault of the kids and who they are and black people and things like that. And I'm thinking it's not their fault, it's the environment. You
It's
change
all
the
environment.
environment,
Exactly.
you change the person.
Exactly. And you consistently change the environment. Don't pick these kids up from 38th and Arlington and then take them to Cathedral or Chatard and
No,
then
it's
drop
gotta
them
start at
back
the
off
baby.
on 38th and Arlington. That's
No,
the
they
shit
already
that
gone.
gets me. Know what you got to do is you got to take these kids and you got to keep them in that environment. That's
Yep.
where shit changes. When you take them back, they have to go back to who they are. And then you take them to school. Now they got to go back to another person in which they are. But
Yep.
reality is, you need to be that motherfucker. Like, hey, you ever seen that movie? Ever? You see that movie Losing Isaiah?
Not in a long time. Damn.
Nigga, that listen with Holly Berry and shit, right? Man, she's a dope fiend. White people came and said, "Hey, we'll adopt this crack baby." Holly Berry signed the paperwork, take him. Boom. They keep this little nigga from newborn baby, to like
Yep.
6 and shit. And the crackhead was like, "Okay, I'm clean. I want my kid back." Hey, you can't take that nigga back to Michigan Road, dog. That nigga been in Zionsville. You can't take
Exactly.
him back there. What are you doing? You better leave that motherfucker up there to graduate from Zionsville or
Well,
Avon.
I can even speak personally about this because, where I grew up and where I hung out through my 20s and, starting when I was like 13 or 14 was the fucking gutter, man. And so I was a gutter person. I was a thug and all that shit. But
In
eventually,
Indiana?
yeah, here in Indiana, I'm not talking about
Tell him how I know you, Pete. Tell him where I know you from.
how I know Evan.
Yeah,
Because I used to get
tell
off
my
the
brother
bus
how we
stop.
know each other. Tell my brother how we know each other.
Oh, because I used to get off the bus stop every day with Evan and then like dunk on him. It was hilarious.
Bottom line is he from Park North. Like I met him through Park
Yeah,
North. So
yeah,
what he's
we
saying
both
is he grew up in
we
an
both went to
environment,
Park North.
but once you get a certain age and you start roaming around,
Yeah,
things could be, things could go a certain way depending on that. Depending,
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, you could grow up a certain way, but once you
Yeah.
start, getting the streets a little bit, things could go left. Is all he's saying.
Right.
That's why I said that.
I
so
got you.
what I was trying to say, I guess, is, eventually with gang problems and things like that, my mom moved up out the Park North, and that's not going to stop. I'm gonna drive where I want to drive. But as time went on, and this goes with music and culture and all that stuff from the urban culture that we are a part of, I started to become like disassociative with things from the past because it started reminding me as I was getting smarter and using my brain and not in the hood, how bad that life was and how much I put stress on my own head. So, yes, moving in a different environment, even an environment I didn't want to go to, has made me a better person because, I'm not angry anymore for one. Like, in some of the rap music that I listen to, I can't even listen to that shit anymore.
That's
Like,
not rap.
what are you talking about?
Rap, that's not rap music. It's trash nowadays.
I'm talking about stuff I used to listen to, like 3 6
Oh, I feel
Mafia.
you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay. I see what you said.
Yeah, like 3 6 Mafia and all that shit that was just kind of evil that I was, fueling with
Yeah.
back in the day. I can't even listen to that shit anymore. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel you, dog. Because remember, like I said, that's why I'm so happy about podcasts. Because after so much hearing, like I said, I don't know if it's just getting old or what, But after hearing so many niggas getting shot,
Yeah.
it's just like, all right, man. I mean, you know what I mean? Come on, we got it. That's what I said. That Clips album was such a breath of fresh air. Not saying it's a square album and they're just talking about God the whole time.
No.
But it just gets, especially when you don't even believe these niggas. I was watching the Double XL 5 the freshman shit, the little freestyle. And these niggas were terrible.
It was like Silk the Shocker over and over.
Silk was way better than these niggas. These niggas was way better. Hey, I hate when niggas do that to Silk. Why do niggas be putting Silk in that category?
He is trash, nigga. He trash. He trash.
Silk is not though.
Oh shit! Silk
You
is
think
trash.
Silk was that bad?
Huh?
You thought Silk was that bad?
Top 10 of the worst ever. Top 10.
He had the nerve on an interview to tell everybody he did that shit on purpose, not staying on beat.
That's how bad he was. That's how bad he was.
Saying so Too Short better than Silk?
Oh, facts.
Yeah.
I don't even like Too Short.
I know this girl.
I had to agree.
Was Pam. We ended up fucking by a garbage can. Get the fuck out of here.
No. Cat in the Hat. Cat in the Hat.
Too Short's lyrics are very simple. Like, he's not a good lyricist. He may not even be that bright, but he raps well. His beats are good, and it's fun to listen to. Silk, it's like listening to schizophrenic motherfucker.
But he's definitely top 10. Definitely top 10. He's definitely top 10. Definitely top 10. Absolutely.
Man. Oh man, y'all tripping, man. I ain't gonna let y'all do that to Silk the Shocker.
Yeah,
look,
we know
that's it.
I bought his fucking album.
His albums were good though. His albums were good.
No. I bought Ghetto Dope. That was good. And then I was like, oh, Silk the Shocker, Masterpiece, brother. I'm gonna buy that Charge to the Game.
Charge to the Game was fire, P.
No.
Stop, yo. Who's in the comments? Somebody in the comments talk to us. If you a No Limit fan and you listening, tell me that Charge to the Game wasn't fire or that Made Man wasn't fire. Silk put out some good albums. Man. He had Jay-Z on his album before.
I don't give a damn. I don't like Jay-Z either. Jay-Z sucks.
Whoa, why are we doing that?
Whoa. We're gonna bring that up.
Whoa.
Here we go. Now we podding.
Whoa.
No.
Who's better than Jay-Z?
Who's no?
Hey, one time, I gotta ask you because one time I heard you said, what was the dude's name? The black dude that's a rapper that wear mohawks and we're funny.
Tech-9.
Tech-9. You said Tech-9 was your top. I remember hearing you say, is that correct? One of your tops?
That is correct.
Over Jay-Z?
Yes, but we're talking about subjectivity right now.
Just in general.
Oh yeah.
Tech-9 over Jay-Z.
I don't like Hope.
It's all, okay. It's all subjective. It's all subjective. I understand. I mean, I hear you. I don't understand. I take that back. I hear you though.
And Tech-9 never got ethered. That's important to me that you don't get ethered.
Has he ever been in a battle, Tech-9?
Do you think they think about ethering Tech-9?
Nobody goes it. Nobody goes at Tech-9. It's kind of like going at Eminem. I mean, I'm not saying that's on the same level. No, you listen to me. Nah, I mean, the reason
give us some Tech-9 knowledge because we don't know.
Well, I wanted to go back to something we were talking about a minute ago with Tech-9. I was going to bring him up. The reason that I'm a Tech-9 fan through and through and overall is because when I was about, like, this is probably circa 2001, 2002, when Jibs and Chingy were popping off. And when I first heard Tech-9, it was so different from everything else out there. And he wasn't talking about slanging drugs and killing people and rape and all that kind of shit. He was talking about, well, I'd have to give you some songs, but anyways, he wasn't talking about the same bullshit that screws up the culture every day.
I'm not gonna let you do that. No, you need to tell us. You need to tell us, what does he rap about?
What does he rap about?
Yes. Well, everybody else is rapping about guns and bitches and cars and money. What is he rapping about?
I'm getting to it. So early on in his career, he was rapping about the fact that people thought he was a devil. His mom. That's a big thing that he raps about. His family. He was talking about his mother's medical conditions. He was talking about why he wasn't popping off, but everybody around him was when he's so talented. What are you laughing about?
I gotta be honest with you, bro. And I'll say I love that you're on the show. I love when you're on the show, but just tell us what he rap about. I really don't.
I just did. All the things I mentioned are things he raps about.
I just want to. I've listened to him before, and I go, okay, music is like art in every form, and I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. And I understand how everybody's gonna find something to like about somebody, or somebody's gonna be liked by somebody. There's always that
Okay.
group. It doesn't matter if it's gangster rap. It doesn't matter if it's that New York rap or Miami Downs. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. Everybody. There's always gonna be a pocket for everybody. But
Okay.
when we start talking about levels, like when you hear somebody say, "Hey man, who's your favorite player of all time?"
Maybe I
And
don't
they say,
understand
"Oh,
your question.
hold on." If somebody say all time, you say all time.
Yeah.
Okay, my favorite player of all time would be Daryl Armstrong. Somebody's gonna say, "What the fuck, nigga? Why would you say Daryl Armstrong out of every basketball player? You think that's your favorite player of all time?" He could probably explain to you why he's dope. But reality sets in, and you go, "But nigga, over Kobe?" I
No, no, no,
mean,
no, no, no. Now
come
you're
on,
making a false.
man.
You're making a
No,
I,
false.
no,
I think
no,
what
no.
he's
Barry
saying
I'm
is
Armstrong
selling
is
it.
mixing
I'm
insane.
selling
No,
it.
mixing
No,
favorite
no.
with
I'm
that's fair.
obviously selling it. I'm obviously
That's
selling
fair.
it. But you see what I'm saying?
Well, I don't see what you're saying because
Yes, you do. You
no,
smart.
no, no, no,
I'm
no,
listening to
no,
you. I'm
no,
listening
no,
to
no, no,
you
no, no,
talk.
no, no,
You
no. You
smart
make
enough to understand what I'm saying. Whether you
Kobe.
agree,
No, no,
that's
no.
one
I'm
thing.
smart enough. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is I disagree because
There
when
we
you're
go.
talking
I
about
can respect
basketball,
that.
like Daryl Armstrong and Kobe, for instance, Kobe's got
Right.
stats to back up. He's got championships to back up. When you're talking about a rapper, all you got to put up is album sales. Okay.
not true.
And
Not true at all.
no, I'm talking about stats wise. That's
I know,
that's
but
what you're
I
going.
think there's more to it than just that.
No, there is. I understand that, but
Oh, I thought you saying that's all you have as a rapper or a musician. I'm
no,
sorry.
no, no, no. I'm saying if you compare like stats. So when we're talking about the GOAT conversation, I don't think you can use popularity. I mean, you can use popular. If a rapper only has 10 fans, then yeah, nobody knows. But I don't understand, like, when you ask me the question, what does he rap about? And then I tell you things that he raps about, what are you looking for from me?
Well, Evan asked that question first,
Right.
so I don't know if he want to respond. If not, I will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no doubt.
You
I guess my thing is like because it sounds like to sum up everything you say, it sounds like he raps about himself. Is what it sounds like. He raps about himself. Is that like whatever he's going through as far as people thinking he's the devil and everything you said? It sounds like he raps about himself.
Yeah, but that's my point in music and rap music. I want to learn about the person that's talking. I want to learn about their life and what they went through and how they got through it and things like that. So I'm not interested in hearing the same bullshit. And I'm not saying Hove is bullshit, but the same
I
bullshit
respect that.
topic
I
over
can
and
respect
over
that.
and over.
You're
So I
looking to
like.
get something out of it different than than other people. Not most, but other people. So
I
I
would
can see
say
that.
so.
Okay, I can understand that. I got you. That makes sense to me.
And
That
then
makes more sense
when
to me.
you tie in his flow, how he
Yes.
writes his lyrics,
Delivery.
his stage show, and everything else,
His delivery's nasty.
it's
Hey
crazy.
man, hey man, I had to laugh again. I'm sorry, but we was cool where we was at. But as soon as we start going into like lyrics and all of that, I'm like, come on, we got to be honest with ourselves, man.
How many Tech Nine tracks have you heard?
I'll be honest with you, maybe 2 or 3 while I was with somebody. Never did
So
I
you
ever
can't.
get in the car.
So to
Let me
be
answer
fair,
your
you
question.
can't
But let me
comment.
answer. But let me answer. That's not true. That's not true.
It is true.
That's not true at all. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
it is.
Hey,
Because if
look,
you only have two or
look.
three tracks out of someone, then you don't have a fair perspective.
I don't. It doesn't need to be fair. I don't know what it's like to be a woman, but I can kind of guess what it's like to be whistled at by dudes all day long. I don't need to be a woman to understand that, or even to give an opinion. The
Yeah,
same thing with like listening to Tech Nine. The same thing with like listening to Tech Nine. I'm sure I've gotten in a vehicle where somebody was listening to Tech Nine. That's how I've heard them before, where I've said, "What the fuck is this?" I don't need to hear 6 albums, dog.
I'm not
You know
saying
what I'm saying?
6 albums, but if you ain't listened to them, then you can't
I'm
comment on
selling
it.
it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, you can. Yes, you
No,
can.
you can't.
Yes, you can. I
It's like
told you
I
I
think
listened to
what
him.
P is saying. What P is saying is like, for example, if there's a Master P, right, and you only heard
Right.
make him say then you can't really judge Master P off make him say
Oh, yes, you
Or
No,
can.
if you only
no,
heard
you
I'm the
can't.
Slim Shady, I'm the real Slim Shady, you can't judge Eminem off of that.
Oh,
You
yes,
feel
you
me?
can. No,
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 you
I do
can't.
feel
You
you. But
cannot judge
producers do
someone
it.
off of one song.
Go ahead,
Producers
G.
do that all day long. Producers do that all day long. You literally watch him on TV. I'll send you guys a video right now of I'm gonna just say his name, Jay-Z, in the studio with so and so. And as soon as the song goes on, the beat comes on, bum, 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 and he's like, "No, he didn't give it a chance.
That's
I
a
don't
beat.
like that." Look, just let me look. No matter how you break it down, you could easily come back at something, obviously. But the point still remains: is I don't need to hear 6 more beats like that. That's not the sound I want to hear. You don't have to show me 6 more times, Timberland. I'm gonna fuck with somebody else. I don't need to hear 10
Got
more
you.
of your
I got
beats.
what you're
It's as
saying
simple
now.
as that. That's almost like
Yeah.
somebody doing this. That's like somebody doing this. I don't like macaroni and
Bananas.
cheese. And somebody says,
Right.
try this one with white cheese or try this one in cheddar. Look, nigga, I don't like macaroni and cheese. I don't need to try 10 bowls to
Well,
form an opinion.
here's a good
It's as
side thing.
simple as that.
Before you
Like,
say this, P, before you say this, P, before
yeah,
you say this, it sounds like what he's saying is it's just not for him.
which is fair.
Exactly.
But you can't say that he's not in the conversation for something when you don't know his music. You don't
I
like it,
do
that's
know
fine.
his
Like
music.
I don't like Jay-Z. I really don't. I don't like how he raps or anything like that. But I can admit that Jay-Z is in the GOAT conversation. I don't have to like the motherfucker to like Tom Brady. I don't have to like the motherfucker to know that he's the GOAT of quarterbacks. Like, but also I know Tom Brady's history and what he did. And I listened to Jay-Z. I've listened to his albums, so I have, an understanding of what he does. But if you listen to one song or 2 songs and you don't like it, that's fair. But you don't have any place to speak on his career or what he's added to hip hop or his status. Like that doesn't work that way.
I can't say I can speak on his career. There's absolutely no way I can do that because I've never listened to a lot of his career. But at the same token, but no, let me say this. Let me say this. That's like, do you have to watch one movie of Kevin Hart to tell everybody you like Kevin Hart? If I've only seen one movie of Kevin, matter of fact, I'll give you a great example. I've only seen Happy Gilmore, Adam Sandler. Can I tell somebody I like Adam Sandler?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
The reason why, but I've only watched one
different.
movie though. But I've only watched one movie. No,
These are
because we're
movies.
gonna
You're
move.
going on all these different metaphors,
See,
but or analogies.
because they're accurate. Because they're accurate.
They're
They
not accurate.
literally are accurate. What you're saying is this. You're saying basically is this duration. You're saying that the only reason, well, excuse me, you're saying you can't say you don't like Tech Nine because you've only listened to 3 songs. Tech
That's
Nine puts.
what I
You didn't
said.
say
That
that.
is
You
not
didn't.
what I said. What I
And
said is you can't take
I'm
away.
not going. I'm gonna let you finish your point though. But the next time I start talking, let me finish my point. That's all I
I'm
ask. But
sorry,
go ahead.
Derek. My bad,
It's
Derek.
all
I
good. It's
agree.
all good.
Should be
It's
cutting
all,
people off. I agree.
it's all good. Go ahead, big dog. It's you. It's you.
I'm saying when you're talking about something like, the greatest rapper, somebody's greatest rapper, you can't make statements on it unless you have listened to some of his catalog, like a decent amount. Like it's almost like a critic, an album critic, taking a new album from somebody to review and they only listen to the first 2 songs and they're like, this isn't my thing. And they write up a horrible review on the album. That's not ethical.
I agree with that, but I'm not doing all of that. I'm just passing a quick judgment. That's all. That's all I'm doing. I'm not literally saying, give me 3 albums of each artist and let me listen to their whole career and then pass judgment. What I'm saying is when you put that song in from Garth Brooks from 1985, I heard 8 seconds of it and I said, I don't like that shit and I don't want to hear it again. I don't like it. I
But that's the
don't
same
like
thing
that.
I feel about Jay-Z.
And you're entitled to that. And watch this. I can understand why you would feel that way. How
Right.
can I expect you to be the opposite of me and me not agree? I mean, I got what you're saying 100%. You don't have to listen to a lot of Jay-Z, whether if you have or have not. You can tell what you like. And I can tell you right now, I don't think most people would put Tech Nine in their top 5.
Well, that's fair. I don't care.
Mhm.
That's what I was saying. Is
But I know
don't
that doesn't
care.
bother you. That's not why you care anyway. So I get you on that.
Right. Yeah, I could
Right,
care less. But I'm just saying.
You get something else from it.
Yeah, I was just saying,
Mhm.
like he is it, and I'm going back to the objective now. He is objectively, I would say, in the GOAT conversation. Now, I understand what you're saying too. If you can't vibe with his music, if you listen to a couple tracks, you're like, that's not me, then obviously he's not in your conversation. But I think objectively, from his body of work and what he's done and how he does it, he's definitely in that conversation. He's one of those, my favorite rapper's favorite rapper type of people.
I feel you on that. Watch this. Hey, Evan. This nigga went to sleep. Would you put
My bad, I'm here. My bad, I'm here. My bad. I was looking for a picture. My bad, go ahead.
It's cool. I only got like 5 more minutes, but would y'all put Luke in your top 5?
Luca?
Luke from 2 Live Crew.
Uncle Luke, 2 Live Crew. Pop that, don't that, pop that, pop that. I listen, bro. I think both of y'all are right. I
Yeah.
think both of y'all are right. That's the thing.
You know what we
I
should do
think
real
what P
quick?
is saying. I think what P is saying is that you can have your judgment of him, but you're because you've only listened so much, your opinion's almost not even valid. Is what I think P is saying, and I think what Derek
That's
is saying.
exactly what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think what D, which I think he has some. I think I agree with that a little bit. I agree with that
Absolutely. I see
you
that.
can't say. But then I think what D is saying is you can't say somebody's in the top 10 just because you like them. Like or a
No,
GOAT conversation. A GOAT conversation has to almost be like undeniable. Like they have to. Like there's no question about it. They're in the conversation. And I don't think Tech Nine belong. I don't think Tech Nine would be in there undeniably. You understand what I mean?
I
Absolutely.
think partially, and this is not his fault. It's not anybody's fault. It took him so long to pop off because of his imagery. Like
Correct.
he talks about it in his music, how
I'd agree with that.
he wants to see more black people at his shows and things like that. But for the longest time, well, let me continue. For the longest time, people thought he was satanic, and obviously nobody fucked with that. So it took him a
Why?
while to get rid of that stigma, and now he's popping off and doing songs with everybody, and everybody knows who he is. But it took a while for that independent music to kind of reach the masses.
I agree.
As a fan of Tech Nine, why do you think he wore the devil horns and the face paint and the shit to look demonic? Why did he do that?
You would have to listen to his second album called Angelic. It was, as he explained it, was the dichotomy of trying to do good while he was out there, in the streets, blood ganging and all that kind of shit. But he covers in a song called Wnba later on it's kind of, I don't know what's the word, cringy almost. He calls it evil brain, angel heart. So that's where he gets it from. Like he feels like he's got so much love to give, but his brain is so fucked up. So he wears devil horns and then a halo. I don't know if that made sense.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. It's okay.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'll have no comment on it. No comment
You
at
could
all.
have a comment. I said a lot of shit there, but
Nah,
it
that's
doesn't
just
stick.
that's out my league. I really don't know too much about that dude like that, to be
Well,
honest
that's
with you.
the
Even
thing. Yeah, like he made an album called KOD or King of Darkness, and it was basically a stab back at everybody that wouldn't leave him alone about the satanic shit and all this stuff. And he made a whole album basically saying, "Y'all want dark shit? I'll make you dark shit." And it was like the last dark album he ever did. But he's never been on that tip about Satanism. He just had all that imagery back in the day.
but at the same token, even if he was, to each his own. You know,
Thing too,
hey,
like I follow Jesus, and like that's why I don't listen to 3 6 Mafia and stuff like that anymore, because all it is just evil shit. Tech doesn't talk about evil shit, like it's just personal shit and things he's going through, and he's got club songs too and all that, and they're good. But I wish I could leave y'all with like a couple songs that y'all could listen to, but I know you ain't gonna listen to them anyways because you don't like them. So I'm saving my breath on that.
I tell you right now, you said you got to listen to his second album. I wanted to know
Yeah,
what the name of the second album was again, because I'll listen to it. Maybe I open up. It was a long time ago. I'll
it's
give him a
called
chance.
it's called Angelic, so it's ANGHELLIC.
So
His
he has
first album,
hell, and angel in one word, right?
correct.
So I ain't gonna front. My phone just like went off when we said my temperature was too hot. So when I asked that question, I didn't get to hear anything back. So I don't want you to repeat it. But I mean maybe offline or whatever. But I mean, what is he doing, bro? I mean, I feel like he
What do you
put
mean?
this on himself. Like you say, like people didn't want to fuck with him because his demonic state. And it's like, nigga, you're doing this on your own, nigga. Like, why
Well,
are
he
you
had,
faking demonic?
this is
Why are you faking demonic?
that's how he wanted to represent himself on stage and things like that. He wanted to show people, that there's a dichotomy that lives in everybody from, wanting to do good and loving people and things like that. But then, depending on your environment, how you grew up, your brain just won't let you. It keeps, making you do dumb shit. So that was the whole angelic idea.
Mm. Would you put him in the same category as like an XXX Tentacion? Not like so much depression, but like they're because I don't think Tech Nine's a depressing rapper, but it's like
No,
it's like
conscious.
something that You would consider him conscious?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I would. XXX does have that effect for people. Like he can help people out with his music, and that's a lot of what Tech Nine does too. But to be honest, I know your boy listens to X, but I don't really have much experience with Triple X. Right? Oh.
No, that's cool. I just didn't know if he would fall in that same category or not. Just because, like I said, the only songs I've heard by Tech Nine are usually songs with him on like 3 or 4 niggas rapping really fast on it.
Oh
Or
God. Yeah, that's not. No, I'm gonna set
that's what I'm
y'all up.
saying.
I'm gonna make
I
a little
usually hear the
playlist on
highlights.
YouTube. I'll make a playlist on YouTube about 10, 12 songs, and I'll send it to you. You can send it to Derek.
That'll work because I'll listen to it.
And there was that one
I'll give it a chance.
he had that one called with T-Pain. That's when I really started listening to him. The one I'm breaking
Oh,
into colored houses. I'm
yeah,
breaking into
breaking
colored
into colored
houses.
houses. Yep.
BITCH, Derek. Breaking into colored houses. You got a nigga talking about I'm breaking into color because, like P said, most of his fan base is white. So he does this song with T-Pain, where it's almost like T-Pain's gonna give you a hit type song, where he's telling you, hey, I'm black people are now listening to me, like, which is crazy. Like you never would think a black artist would have to cross over to black people. That's wild.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy thing he had to do in his career. I agree.
Like what's my white boy, the white boy comedian that has no niggas at his no white
Oh,
people at his
the
show.
dude from Ohio?
Yes. He has to cross over to white people, which is crazy.
Even though he was raised in the same environment, same community, same culture, he was that culture.
He's a trailer park white boy, and he even talks like it. He acts like it, but he dated a black woman, so he gets the culture, he gets what we like, and he milks it like a motherfucker. He's good at it, but it's just I've never seen a white comedian have no white people at his shows. That's
Yeah, because he that's the
He
cult.
doesn't.
He grabs that culture, and then most importantly, he does that genre. He
Yeah.
does that genre of comedy. The same thing as Hootie and the Blowfish. Hootie and the Blow. What's his name? What's the lead singer of Hootie and the
Darius
Blowfish?
Rucker.
That black dude right there. If he put out a R&B album right now, he would have to sell it to black people because
Right, but
the
he does
culture
country
you've been in. Right, but regardless, I'm saying if he put
Oh
out
yeah,
an
no,
R&B album, yeah, he would have to sell it to us because we're looking at him because you're in a different culture and genre. You
which would
see
be
what I'm
sad.
saying?
That's why I don't like
Absolutely.
Beyonce and her Cowboy Carter. It's complete garbage. Like they didn't even recognize it on the CMAs, and she got mad. Like everybody knows Jay-Z had to spend hell of fucking money to get plays and everything else. Like she has no business making a country album. People say she's from Houston. I'm like, I don't care if she's from Houston. She's not
Nobody
country.
says that to Taylor Swift.
why
What
can't she
about
make country music?
Taylor Swift, a pop artist though?
She
No,
started
she
off
makes
as a country
music.
artist. She
She's a
started off
country
as a
artist
country
turned
artist.
pop. She's a country artist
That's
turned
correct.
pop.
Yeah,
Nobody said that about Taylor
Just like
Swift shipping genres.
but
Eminem
Taylor
was
Swift didn't do R&B and
a
rap
rapper
before.
turned pop.
Yeah, like Jelly Roll, for instance. Like Jelly Roll popped off in the country community, but he was already country. I don't know, like Antioch, Tennessee, or some shit like that. Like it didn't make any. It made sense why he would try to do country music because he's always liked country music. He's friends. His best friend is Struggle Jennings, who is the grandson of a country legend. Like it makes sense why he would want to do country music and why they would let him pass. Beyonce, her entire career is hood and R&B and in New York. That has nothing to do with country music.
But that's not true. I think here's the confusion right here. Let me say this real quick. The Jelly Roll guy. White boys on the South Side been bumping Jelly Roll for how long, P?
Oh, 20 years.
About 20 years he's been doing this music thing, right? But I think what tends to happen is that shit keeps you at a certain level. But once you do something that takes you to the next level, you continue to remember Twister, for example. Twister was
what about? I can't hear you, Ed.
He never left. He's all songs for bitches. Even though we Get It Wet was the one. Get It Wet was the one. That was what he was good at. But he still wanted to do the mobsters and Chicago street shit.
Yeah, mob
but
stability.
That girl music is what made him. I think that's what hit Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll said, "Okay, this is going to get me paid. I'm sticking on this lane because that other shit is giving me."
I'm not disagreeing that was part of his thought process.
But hold on, let me finish.
Oh,
Let me finish. The difference with Beyonce, though. I'm gonna say I don't get the difference between Beyonce though. But she is Beyonce.
I can't, Evan. I can't. You're breaking up really bad.
I'm sorry. I was saying Beyonce is on the level of Michael Jackson to me. There's nothing she can't do.
Yeah,
I don't see why you say she. John.
So if Michael Jackson just decided one day that he wanted to do polka music, you think that's good? That he fits in that culture? I can't hear anybody. Is everybody there?
I'm here, but I can't hear him.
They want to start speaking Spanish.
You lost
what?
signal big time, man.
Yeah, I'm not hearing most of what you have to say, Evan.
My bad. Can y'all hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was saying the thing is that oh shit, what was he talking about? Beyonce and
You,
somebody
where we
else.
lost you out is you said Beyonce's like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Saying,
And now you're gone again. Well, you were talking about how when I was talking about Beyonce going to country music, you were saying Beyonce can do anything. She's like Michael Jackson, but she can. But have you even listened to Cowboy Carter?
I don't listen to country music, so no.
Well, that's fair, but it's not country. It's just it's her normal R&B pop.
But have you heard country music these days? Have you heard country music these days?
It varies a lot. I don't know what's considered country nowadays because you hear hip hop influences, pop influences.
Right. But that's what we just said. Taylor Swift is a country music singer turned pop. So pop just means that you're popular now. That's all
but
it means.
She's still on the country station. She's still a country artist.
No,
I'm saying
I don't think she makes country music at all, though.
Okay. Here go one. How about Post Malone? He just changed. He changed He changed his complete genre. Nobody says anything. Beyonce does it, and the reason people have an issue with Beyonce's album, I wouldn't say obviously you, P, or just anybody, just in general, is because everything she touches, she just dominates, and everybody finds a problem with that. And I get it. I don't think she probably put out the best album, but shit, somebody did.
I don't have a problem with anybody crossing over. Like I said, what I was saying when I was breaking up was on Kanye's new album, he's singing in Spanish because people see how good Bad Bunny is doing. You see these artists, you see the music start changing, and people want to try. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. But I might have something here, and if it sounds decent, I'll try it. Like I said, if some motherfuckers want to try polka music, go ahead. You hear Nelly doing country music. Nelly got Tim McGraw. He got some new shit called "Spin the Block" or some shit, but it's country music.
We got to keep it real, man. And nobody wants to say it, but I'll say it. And we could make this a topic the next time. The reality of it all is country artists need hip hop. Simple as that. I don't care how big you are as a country artist. I don't give two rats asses how big you are as a country artist or any other genre. You need hip hop because hip hop is taking over the world, the culture, not necessarily the music, but the culture. Anytime you can get, what's that nigga name? The big fat nigga that be flowing right now. The biggest, the baddest. That nigga. Man, anytime you can get him to be on the country album, dog. Nigga, y'all need hip hop. It's as simple as that. Simple as that.
We don't need hip hop. Overall. I mean, hip hop's a very young art form in the time. Country's been around for 80, 90 years and it's still here. Same with rock and roll. I mean, we're technical.
We got to do this, man. At some point, everybody. I mean, put it this way: when's the last time you saw probably. I mean, I don't know how to word it properly, but I don't think most black people run out and buy any country song. Not some.
Why would they?
Not this one. I don't think black people run out and get any country song. Period. And if you add a rapper, I still don't think they go out and get it. That ain't what they listen to. But I think country artists will go out and buy a country song that has a rapper on it in a heartbeat.
Morgan Wallen has a song called Miami out right now with Rick Ross and Lil Wayne.
Yeah, but that's silly shit, man.
Stupidest shit I ever heard, my nigga.
It's
terrible. Terrible song.
Morgan Wallen and who?
Let me ask you this, Derek, because you kept using the word culture. Would you consider Tech Nine part of the hip hop culture, Derek?
No disrespect, but I would have to say yes. He's not my style of hip hop, but it's hip hop. It's culture. You don't have to rap this way to be in the culture. As long as you're doing what you're doing to push the culture. And I think Tech Nine is a big enough artist where he's pushing the culture. So I would say, yeah, Tech Nine is definitely a part of the hip hop culture. Just not my style of shit.
Well, not only that, But just rapping does not make you part of the culture. There's so many things that are, back in the day, they
Absolutely.
used to say, if you do graffiti and you're a b-boy and you
Dan,
dance
yeah.
and all that kind of stuff to make you part of the culture. If you grow up in the
Hmm.
culture, then you're part of the culture. But Tech Nine
That's
did all
right.
that shit. Like he does b-boy shit on stage at his concerts. And they
Maybe
say,
that's it's
gang
his
life
music
is a part of
party.
the culture.
It's his
He's a
music.
blood. He's a blood that has actually signed Crips to his label. It's
No, I'm not going against him. I guess what I should have asked
So the Death Row.
is his music
right.
part of the hip hop culture? That's what I guess I should have asked. I know he's down, but I'm saying
Yes,
does
it
it,
is.
you
It's
think his
just
music,
not. It's just now coming to people's earlobes, though, man. Like that's what I'm saying. For a while, he was just so shut off by his community, but now that and that's a silly thing too. Like now that he's done songs with Kendrick Lamar and Scarface and all these other motherfuckers,
that
now
cosign?
now people want to listen to him, like you said, cosign. So it's kind of sad that he spent most of his career in the dark, But that's just how rap is sometimes. If you're not one of the top artists and you're not getting features from everybody, sometimes you just don't get listened to.
But it's almost like he chose to do that, right? Until a
He
certain
chose to be independent. Yeah, he didn't choose
well,
to.
he chose to be independent, but at some point he says, "I got to do a song with Tupac. I got to do a song with Too Short. I gotta, I gotta make some hits that the club wanted. I
Well,
gotta get out there." I feel like Tech Nine chose to stay in that lane, which he's eating because when you said he's in the dark, he's eating very good in the dark. He's been eating
Oh no,
very,
not
very,
anymore. He's not in
very
the
good.
dark anymore. He's not in the dark anymore. I'll
I'm
send you
talking
a
about
video of his
I'm talking
complex.
about even on the come up side. He's been the #1 independent selling artist since I could remember, my nigga. He's been eating very good as an independent artist.
That's the thing, Evan. His first album came out in 2000, so it's 25 years ago.
Mhm.
So his early portion of his career, probably the first, I would say, first 5 albums at least, he wasn't eating well. I mean, he was doing okay, but if you're talking about Tech Nine versus any other industry artist, he wasn't living like he's like these motherfuckers until like the last 5-7 years.
Not industry artists, but compared to
I gotta
independent
go,
artists.
y'all.
Hey, good talking to you, Derek.
All
You
right,
too,
D.
man. It's always good talking to y'all. Y'all be safe.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
But what was you saying, P? My bad.
I thought you were making a point.
Oh,
Not
my
only
bad. If I was, I don't remember what I was saying, but or what we were talking about. He threw my mind off with that.
so I was saying, it took him a long time to come up, and I was saying too, like a lot of the features he did do a song with Tupac. He did do a song with Scarface, Brother Lynch Hung. He did a song with I can go down the list. I'd have to actually go look at the list, but he did a lot of songs with the hottest artists on the planet way back, or like 10 years ago plus. So it didn't work. He wasn't doing it for that. He was just sending out tracks.
What? So would you? But the artists that you're naming, if he came out in 2000, the artists that you're naming were all popping in the 90s, right?
Uh-huh.
So
well, no, he was rapping since like 19. He was talking about like 1994 or something like that. He's been rapping, but he went through 3 labels. He went through, I think, QD3. He went through.
he has a song with Pop.
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
It's called
shit.
The Anthem. I think it's called The Anthem.
Put that on the playlist, please.
Will do. But yeah, he was on like 2 or 3 labels that didn't understand him. Like they just kept signing him, and the guy with the white face paint and black dude, they didn't know what to do.
Right.
And like the face paint, he attributes to his ancestry or your ancestry being, back in the tribal days of Africa, the power.
Like the war.
War paint. That's why he wears that.
Gotcha. Okay. See, and like I said, people don't know that unless you're a fan, you're gonna know. But off, like I said, he turns, like I said, but him being a black man, it's almost like he should know this ain't gonna work. But he didn't give a fuck. I respect that 1,000%. Cannot not respect it. But it's almost like he chose the hard route because he's super duper talented. There's, like you said, he's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. He's in that category. But it's almost like he chose the hard route instead of, because he said he could have been easily got a Lil Wayne feature or an Eminem feature and did some some commercial shit, and a good Young Jock or Puff Daddy. He could have did.
He didn't care. Like his first album, when it came out, he made a ad on TV telling people to go download his album for free. Like This was during the Napster, like when Metallica was suing Napster and shit like that. He was like, fuck that. I just want people to hear my music. Go listen, download it for free. Because he knew if people downloaded the album, it would circulate and things like that, and people would end up buying the album. So, you know.
Yeah, like the bootlegger. That's what Napster was the bootlegger.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, we got to come back to this Tech 9 talk, man. I'm gonna let
Definitely.
you find out. We're gonna come back. I'm gonna do my research on Tech 9 and come back with some more shit though.
Well, like I said, I'll get that playlist together.
Yeah, man, you do that, man. Like I said, I'm gonna do some research, but I appreciate you jumping on with me late night. I know this usually ain't your time, but I thank you, brother. Let you know, boys, we out, man.
Out.
Let you know.